Did anybody in here watch VeggieTales growing up? Cool. If I were a VeggieTale, I would be a cauliflower that wears overalls with a non-alcoholic beer in the front pocket. And I'd say things like, you can't spell abstinence without Abby. Cool, we're on the same page now. Hey Sharks, I'm Abby, and do I have an investment for you? I'm a stand-up comedian and greeting card maker, and you know how Gatsby used to throw those parties for Daisy, hoping she'd show up? Well, I make greeting cards for opposite reasons. See, I make the cards you don't want, but you need. Like, I got cool fish stamps. So sometimes I gotta make cards that say, there's something funky going on between your legs. And sometimes I use the big fish stamp, and if it's not so bad, the little fish stamp. But I also got, like, I got a baseball mitt. I put it on there with a cool little baseball stamp, and it says, you caught something. And then on the inside it says, get tested. Which I really like. I talk to God, the universe, I get my messages on what to put on a card, The people in my energy, what do they need to hear? And someone really needs to go get tested. Because the YouTube tarot card readers keep popping up on my feed saying someone has warts. And I don't want to be responsible for that. Because I haven't had sex since Christmas 2024. Which led us to this whole greeting card thing. I had sex one time and I was like, whoa, what was that? And both him and my therapist said, Abby, that was just sex. I was like, what? No. I gotta figure out who I am and how to talk about this. So now I make greeting cards. I used to get weird about my feelings, and now I just put things on a card that say, I think you should make better decisions. That's a card. But in this card making, I realized I've been sober 6.5 years. So, you're welcome. See, what I miss most, especially after this strange sexual encounter, is I really miss drunk texting. So I make cards that say, I really want to drunk text you, but I'm sober. So I got you this card instead. Which is followed up by a card that has it is a stamp of a stamp. Okay? And then in that, I stamp your name on my ass. Because that's the kind of if I were to send a drunk text now, that's what it would be. I got fonts. We can get weird. But then there's the cards that I'm that I had to repent for my sins, and then repent for other people's sins that were sorry I fucked your boyfriend. And then sorry I fucked your boyfriend again. Because it's not just me. Sorry I fucked your partner. Sorry I fucked your ex. Sorry I fucked your friend. Sorry I fucked your mom. Sorry I fucked your girlfriend, bro. And that one comes with a little baseball cap stamp. For the homies. No, I think it's cool. I like to call it Stampin' Up Comedy. Yeah. That one's good. But I like to really make people feel things And sometimes I use lyrics from songs, like "Girl, you know it's true," and on the inside, "I love you," which you could say that's plagiarism, but in the case of Millie, and I'm going to get honest right now because this is something I'm very passionate about, is everybody was wrong in the Milli Vanilli situation. Everyone. All right? Everyone. So as long as I take accountability, I can still jam to Blame It on the Rain. We good? Okay. Because here's the thing, like, I have made a card that says, "Can we just blame it on the rain? I miss you. Let's fuck." Or there's practical cards too, like for breakups. I have some, I got my fish stamps. I got some fly stamps. Sometimes I put on there, "You're a catch," and on the inside, "But I've got to release you." I made that card for a guy that I had dated, even though the card that I should have gave him was "Kissing you makes me nauseous." But I did get this cool stamp this week. It says it's 4 inches, like it's a ruler stamp. It says 4 inches. I don't think it's 4 inches, but I have no idea what 4 inches is. And I'm really excited about it because I can make cards that say, "This is how big your dick is." And see, when I take this business to the next level and I get the website, I'm going to create an option where you can send them to people anonymously. So those cards that I have that say, "You have a drinking problem, get help, start a conversation." I'll use my name. You want to cause chaos and send one of those, "Sorry I fucked your boyfriend," anonymously? I got you. You want to send one that says, "You caught something, get tested"? You should probably not send that one anonymously. That should be a face-to-face conversation. I don't know. Still working on my face-to-face conversations, if you guys can't tell. But I think it's cool because, like, in a sense, I like to kind of freak people out and say that, like, yeah, every card that I make is for people in my energy. So I make a bunch of cards in a day that say, like, absurd things, like, "Sorry about your DUI." Or "You were not the father." Or "You have HIV. And those things I just put out into the universe. I'm like, well, if it fits, it ships. I'm in the mail business. Anyways, I'm having on Terry. Thank you all for having me.
Keep it going for Abby, everybody. Oh yeah, get a greeting card, send it to someone anonymous.